Hey everybody, welcome back to Gun Tote Minnesota. My name is Andrew. This is my 6.5 Creedmoor. It's their UP10. It's a 22-inch barrel. I really enjoy this. I just took it out past 2,000 yards. I've done a lot of shooting at a mile with it, and then plenty of shooting closer. I've run light loads, heavy loads. I've done as much as I can with it in its stock configuration, but now I've started to mess around with things a little bit, and I'm enjoying it. So I'll tell you a few of the things, modifications, changes, upgrades that I've made to it. Honestly, it's already a stellar rifle. I don't know if I can call them upgrades per se, but preference changes for sure. I have preference changes that I make to everything, and this one is no exception. So I'm going to start on this end and work my way to the other end. I'll tell you a lot about this one in a second. So I started with a Fab Defense stock. So Fab Defense has been a supporter of the channel, and they sent this out to my channel for a review some time ago. I've really enjoyed it. It's the fixed wraps stock. The carbine version is adjustable and might have a little more rattle to it, but the fixed version actually gets really, really long. You can extend it and also raise the cheek piece as well as the shoulder, just a little relief to that. And it works on multiple kinds of tubes. So I've run it on rifle length as well as carbine length. It comes with all these adapters. I thought this would be a really good first attempt for finding out what is my preference with this particular rifle. I don't want this rifle to be crazy heavy. I have some rifles that are already 23, 25, 28 pound rifles. I don't need another one of those, so I wanted something that was kind of mid-weight or lighter weight in general. With the capability and precision that this can offer, I was really happy to knock down the weight a little bit and play around with that for a while, but I went back to this one because of comfort and ergonomics. So although it's not as light as just a minimalist stock of some sort, it's very functional and it's not terribly heavy compared to some of the other ones on the market right now. So not throwing any shade at the other brands, I just think this one's a little lighter and equally as functional and tough. Going forward from there, let's go up to the top. This time, I think this is the fourth optic you've seen on this rifle, which doesn't mean that I don't like the other optics. This has just been an optics host for me for testing and review, and I like the Right-On optics. I've done recently a 3-18 review for Right-On, and I really like the 3-18 a lot, especially with that particular reticle. This one I think is the Odin reticle. It's the 3-24. It's kind of like their flagship model. It's a really good piece of glass, unique reticle. It's absolutely unlike anything else that I've had. Very unique. But I'm liking it, and it's helping me shoot some pretty tight groups at distance. So I think I want to play around with it some more. I do have the sunshade on there. That's not necessary 90% of the time. But this evening I had some really direct sun coming in. And this isn't a stainless barrel. It's not going to have that kind of glare. I just needed a little bit more coverage there, so I threw that on. Most of the time I run it at its standard configuration. It's a good optic. I can get really far with it. And with 20 MOA built into the actual top rail, your flat top rail, that will allow you to get the most that you functionally can out of most Japanese optics that are in that, let's say, 28 to 32 mils of elevation range. Most optics that offer something like that, you're gonna get the maximum amount. This Right-On has a cap that tops it out at 19.5, and 19.5 mils is still really, really far for 6.5 Creedmoor. But when I was taking it out to 29, 32, 35 mils recently, I would have been switching this cap out for the unlimited cap that doesn't have a zero stop in it. So just throwing some information out there. Pretty good, clear piece of glass. Actually running a UTG mount, believe it or not, don't judge me, this is a decent mount. It fits really well. It's got a QD on there, and so I can go back and forth between optics. Kind of an important thing to do when you have a channel is to switch stuff around quickly and easily, and I found it holds zero and it returns to zero really well, surprisingly well, after getting jostled around my bags and all that. So that's been a nice fit on here. It's a little bit big for what my final plans are for this rifle. But for now, I'm shooting really tiny groups with it, and it's a nice package, actually, befitting of the quality of the actual rifle. Okay, going down, you'll see that I now have a different trigger in there. So that trigger is a flat trigger. This is something that I haven't tried yet from Uintah Precision. Uintah has a couple triggers, if I remember right, maybe even 3, but at least 2 for sure that I've seen. And the one that it came with from the factory was really good. I think I was pulling at around 3 pounds, something like that. And I had never really adjusted it, never monkeyed with it. I just shot it stock because the whole idea was I want to see what it could do as a factory rifle with factory ammo. Now that I'm messing around with it a little bit, I did reach out to them. We communicated about some of their other trigger options. This flat shoe I like a lot. As far as actually pressing the trigger, let me talk you through that real quick. And I'm gonna show you right now some of the trigger pull footage when I haven't adjusted it yet. Reminder, I haven't adjusted it yet. It has an adjustment where I can lighten it more. I just wanted to show it to you how it pulled right after installing it, not actually touching the adjustable Allen yet for weight and poundage. Got my Uintah ready to go. Magazine is out, no ammunition present. I'm gonna give the Wheeler Engineering trigger gauge a few pulls here, at least, maybe 5, on this new trigger. Okay, 2.64 pounds. It felt like an appropriate pull. I didn't do anything weird, so I'm gonna keep that one. .38. I'll keep that one. .06. I'll keep that one. .49. And one more. We're at 2 pounds 4 ounces. So that's giving me an average of 2 pounds 3.9 ounces. 2 pounds 3.9 ounces is my average for that, and I can live with that for sure. Being under 3 pounds for a platform like this is really nice, and that just gives me the ability to not have the rifle move around quite as much. And I'll be honest with you, I really like the flat trigger. This blade just gives me a very consistent spot at the bottom of the trigger to press every time, and it does feel lighter than 2 pounds to me, but I'm not getting under 16 ounces on the pull. Or sorry, I'm not getting under 2 pounds on the pull. It's a really nice trigger pull. There's zero pre-travel. I don't feel anything. It's a glassy break, and it doesn't feel like there's any over travel. There's nothing about this trigger that is bad. I really like the actual ergonomics, the design, the robustness of the internals on this one, and the break has allowed me to get some great groups downrange. It's just one more way to maximize the potential of your Uintah Precision bolt action uppers. All right, so you saw that. That's really not that bad. It was a nice crisp trigger pull. I might touch it a little bit and then come back with a follow-up video, just to tell you what I think. I'm gonna go really slow on that because I don't wanna race through just to the bottom of the pull range. We'll kind of see how I use the rifle and what's necessary. Where I'm at right now, it's actually a fantastic hunting weight. I really like that. I love the trigger and the shoe that's on there. Awesome, easy installation, like super, super easy. I kept the Mag pull grip mostly because it kind of has like a gummy texture to it and a nice beaver tail. And I haven't decided yet which Anarchy grip I would throw on here. I'm thinking through that a little bit, but in the time being, if I'm not going to shoot this like a precision rifle all the time, it's nice to have a slightly angled aggressive grip on here. And it's a reduced angle from the old A2, but it's also not quite as vertical or straight as some of the precision rifle grips that I normally run. So right now, this is a good in-between, and I honestly have no problems with it at all. I could leave it forever and be just fine with that. I may even still do that yet. For magazines, I've been running steel 20 rounders or aluminum 20 rounders, and the Amend 2 mags, flawless, no feeding issues. They work great. The only issue I ever have is with crappy second-rate ammo that I might get, or factory second ammo. Moving on from there, I still have an ARCA rail from Sunway Photo. Thank you to Sunway Photo for sending that out. It's a good, tough rail. I like a little bit longer rail so I can do more with it. If I want to knock down some weight, I will actually just go with a piece of Picatinny up here and a small piece of ARCA or Picatinny in the back. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that, so I'm leaving the Sunway for now. I like to sling rifles, especially rifles like this. I may not do that with all my precision rifles, but since this can do some in-between stuff, and it lives in a very unique area in my collection, I want a sling on it because I can hunt with this thing and I can do a whole lot with this. And anything that even slightly resembles a defensive rifle or battle rifle, I like having a sling on it. I think that's a holdover from some stuff Reed Hendricks used to say, and I just think it's a great idea to have a sling. Moving on from there, at the very end, this is the Mystic X from Liberty. So it's a Liberty can. It's qualified for a whole lot of different calibers, and it's a useful all-around can. Typically, I've been running anechoic cans, but this is what I ran today just to see what kind of results I would get. It does knock down the sound reasonably. You know, for a 22-inch barrel, it doesn't sound too bad. It's not sharp for sure. I've taken my hearing protection off a number of times just to see what it sounds like, and it's survivable. For like a hunting scenario, if I'm in the woods and there's some echo, I can do okay with that. I did forget, bubble level sent out by Arkin. Thank you to Arkin for sending out the bubble level. So this is a good can, it's a good system. Suppressing it has been inconsistent. So between the two cans, I'm trying to decide which one I would stick with if I suppress it. I do get some barrel mirage after I'm cooking like 10 rounds. If I do two 5-round groups back to back and it starts to cook a little bit, which is easy to do because it's a fun gun, and 6.5 Creedmoor is just so stellar of a round typically. Even the match factory ammo is shooting so tight. 1/2-inch groups, 3/4-inch groups are nothing to see on any given range day. Once I throw this on here, it can open up a little bit. So I'm playing around with that a little bit. I'm not going to attribute that to like some sort of weakness of the rifle. It's just because this isn't a 1.25-inch contour barrel that I'm going to see a little bit more mirage and a little bit more probably point of impact shift and yeah, just some changes with throwing a can on there. But I really like throwing cans on rifles, and so I'm going to keep messing around with this, especially because I plan to hunt with it. And as long as I'm good for, you know, let's say max 3 or 4 shots, I don't know what I'm shooting at for 4 times, but max 3 or 4 shots, as long as it doesn't string really bad and doesn't get horrible barrel mirage within that time, I'm pretty happy with it. So I might go with this one. The anechoic is a little shorter and a lot lighter, and I think it has less point of impact shift. So that's as much as I have to say. Thank you to, I guess, Sunway Photo for sending out this new tripod I've been testing out. I have lots of links down in the comments. If you're interested in any of this stuff, I highly suggest you check them out. And if you haven't watched my video yet of taking this guy out to 1780, I think I've already published a video on that by now. Go watch that video right here.